Hello everyone, and welcome back to No More Heroes on a Nintendo Wii. I am One Wild Sheep yet again, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking on the obligatory beach level of the game. Yay! Yay! Although, I say obligatory beach level, this game's beach level basically acts like any other level in this game. It's still hallways you have to go through and kill mooks, so all it really is a change of aesthetics, which it's kind of a shame. I really wish the levels had a bunch of extra gimmicks that made them be able to really distinguish each other from, say, a different level. Well, I say that actually, but now I think about it, this level does have mines, which is going to be a big factor as we play through. I'll talk more about the mines when we actually get into the stage though, because they're more of a minor annoyance than they are actually any dangerous objects that you need to really overcome. So, yeah, I digress. Here we are.
Holy summer.
Still just a fight. Grab some oil on me, will you?
Me? You serious?
What? Is there a problem?
No. Thought you'd never ask.
Your next opponent is here on this beach.
Ah, just up ahead. So I'm supposed to fight on the beach.
That is one of the conditions. Why? That's for you to figure out. Feels good. What other hidden talents do you have, Travis?
Huh?
Go any higher and I will kill you myself. Not until you become number one. We have a deal, remember? So hurry up and go get him!
Yes, Your Highness.
Well, I guess it's time to take out Holly Summers, and you could say that her summer vacation's about to be up. I get it, because her name's Holly Summers, no. Okay, well this is actually, if I remember correctly, one of the shorter missions of the game, because it's simply going across the beach, and you've seen the beach in the overworld. This is literally the same beach you can easily go across in the overworld by yourself. You know, the only difference is they added a couple of security gates and a couple of mines about that you need to be wary of. Now, I'll talk more about the mines when they actually become a bit more relevant, because I have a bit of commentary lined up for the mines, so don't you mind your business? I'm sorry. But anyway, first things first, you need to go down the opposite end of the beach, because otherwise these mooks will not spawn, and these mooks are required in order for you to progress further, because the electrical laser gate that is blocking our pathway will not become unelectrified unless we nuke these guys, and basically when it's electrified, it's pretty much impossible for us to take down. At least that's what I remember. Get back here! Stop running away! Accept your fate! Ow! Oh, he had to get that one last boop before I decided to decimate him, didn't he? Such is the life of Travis Touchdown. Yeah, these gun mooks get really obnoxious in this particular stage though, because you'll find they will always pretty much go to run away from you, which drives me up the wall, because they always run along the shoreline, and they're just fast enough so you can't get them. Although, one good way to catch an enemy if they are quite a little bit far away from you is simply use your high attack, because what you'll notice is when you use your high attacks, at least with the Tsubaki Mark 1 anyway, you'll be able to lunge forward a little bit, so you can use a high attack to get a little bit extra reach, which is always a good thing. And my god, I'm getting really lucky with the cherry attacks, aren't I? I'm getting them like nobody's business in this entire playthrough. I'm quite surprised. Honestly, I'm quite surprised, because normally I don't get many of the same power-ups pop up. Kind of depressing, because I want to see more variety, but whatever. Power-ups are power-up, right? I can dig it. But like I said, destroy all the mooks and the electrical field will go down, allowing us to progress further. So, what we need to do now is basically slice and dice at the barrier until it explodes. Well, not really explodes, it'll just sort of pop down. It'll probably just disappear. But yeah, this is one of my favorite levels in the game. I don't know why. I think it's purely because the aesthetic's a little bit different. It looks nice, you know. We're on a beach. It's a beach level. Whoa! Gotta get your sandals, sandals, shoe thingies, and what are those things called? They're the buckets where you build sandcastles with. Well, you gotta get those as well, you know. But if you look on the minimap here, you can probably just see a load of circles with X's on them. Those are those mines that I've mentioned earlier on. And basically what you need to do is keep an eye on the minimap all the time to make sure you don't walk onto a mine. The problem with the mines, however, is that not only are they very easy to walk on, but the minimap isn't exactly precise. You know, if you look, it takes like half a second for it to update because the map has this weird grid system, so it just looks strange, you know. It's a little bit jaunty, a little bit jerky, so you may find yourself not realize, oh, great, now I need to go to the left a bit more, because it's just basically the minimap could be improved, you know. That's all I'm really getting at you. Stop axing me! I'll answer your questions now. Get it? Because ax you a question, axe. Oh, these enemies are about to get the axe, I'll tell you that much. Still, I find it really strange how they're not using real beach-based weaponry in this stage. They're all using, like, axes and whatnot. I think it's a missed opportunity. They should come at us with buckets and throw flip-flops at our faces. That would be interesting. You know, I should be a game designer. The ideas I come up with are amazing, you know. Have enemy types that throw flip-flops at you. Perfect. And in those flip-flops we'll have googly eyes and... Now I'm starting to sound like Rareware, but that's beside the point. Bada bing! But yeah, even though it isn't censored like the American version of the game is, I still think it's really fulfilling to do the combat, you know, because enemies still explode. They still give you that sense of, yeah, delicious, you know? Which makes me happy. It fulfills my inner destructive desire, I suppose. I don't know. But yeah, if you guys played No More Heroes 2, oh my god, what the hell happened to the frame rate? For some reason the frame rate dies but whenever you... I don't know why, it's always in that one sequence. It's beyond me why, because it's nothing really special going on screen. Some guys pop up. Ooh. I don't know, this isn't the most perfect game in the world, you know folks. It's still a bit buggy, it still has its issues. It's just very good at doing what it does, you know? That's what I can say. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, No More Heroes 2. In all the versions of the sequel game, the next one of this, they updated it so every region has uncensored, so there's basically blood everywhere. And the way they did it, I think they did a lot of things better in the second game. But for some reason, I always prefer to play the first one. I don't know. I think the first one is more character, but the second game is just the better gameplay, so that could be why. I don't know. Stop doing that. If you strike me down, I'll become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Apparently, I'm that powerful already, because you just got striked down, son. Whoa. Ow! Leave me alone. See, I'm just picturing one of these mooks to have, like, Deadpool's voice. You know, the Marvel character, and while they're shooting you, they're just going bang, 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 bang. I love Deadpool. He's such a good video game character. I really wish I enjoyed the Deadpool game a bit more, because I would have LP'd that, but... I don't know, I find it have a couple of issues. I don't know whether they're console exclusive issues or not. I may try and pick up a PC version at some point in the future. Fucking hell, Harry! Stop shooting me! This is where these gun moves get really obnoxious, by the way, as you can probably tell, because they'll just keep pummeling you. You can't really do anything about it. So when going through this mission, I do advise either holding down the block button, which is obviously the targeting button anyway, constantly, or trying to outmaneuver them by running around these mooks before they can actually hit you with their rapid fire of death. The death barrage, if you will. I think you can yeah, you can also hide behind these giant wall X things. What are these things for anyway? I know battlefields in World War II have them, but I have no idea what they're for. I've never known what they're for. They just exist. What's with the frame rate? Stop going down, game. There we go. It's like every time they do a cutscene to initiate more mooks, it's just the frame rate takes a major hit. I don't know why. But yeah, I do find it quite interesting that there's a lot of sandbags and wall, you know, like World War based obstacles you need to overcome. But here, like all these sandbags everywhere, you have to go around them. You got all these metal things, which I guess are kind of useful because you can use them to block gunfire. So maybe that's what they're for in World War II. I don't know. But I digress. I think we're pretty much almost done now, actually. We're about the halfway point of the stage. Like I said, the main problem with a lot of these levels is they do drag on a little bit longer than you really need to, you know? It's... oh, I love the character in this game. But yeah, these stages could have probably been shortened in half and it would have been better as overall, you know? I can't remember if the second game, No More Heroes 2, has the same issue with... Fuck's sake, Harry! This is what I told you about watching up for the X's on the floor, by the way. But I'm wondering if No More Heroes 2 has a... Are the levels shorter in that one, or are they about the same length? I can't really remember. It's been so long since I played X. The last time I played No More Heroes 2 was probably when it first came out. Yeah, actually it was when it first came out, because I don't think I've really bothered to pick it up since, you know, pick it up and play it. I should do again soon, because I do want to LP it, but... Granted, that LP won't be directly after this LP, that'll be quite a bit in the future. But I digress! You know, I kind of like as well in this game how all the mooks... I'm convinced the mooks in this game have been hired by the association, because otherwise, why is the fee for doing this battle so damn high? I mean, we're on a beach, for Christ's sake. It doesn't cost that much to gain access to a beach. If it does gain that much access to a beach, then I'd really hate to live in this place. You know, most places, beaches are free. You just walk on the beach. Sand and everything, you know. In fact, now that I think about it, I don't know of any beaches that you have to pay to enter. So, yeah, why do you have to pay so much money for this? Maybe the army equipment, perhaps? You know, you don't need to have these things here. You know, you could have that. I don't know. Oh. Huh. No! Oh, I love Travis as the character. I really do love Travis as the character. He's one of the best game characters of all time.
Travis, hello? The secret beach is up ahead. Then it's ranking match time. Win, and you'll be number 6. Lose, and your new home will be in the flaming tombs of hell. Everything okay? How's that sharp pain in your neck? Bladder in a bind? Have you trimmed your nose hairs? When you're ready, step inside. You know, you've been quite cocky lately. Well, more than the usual dose of self-assurance. You think that being ranked 7th means you're hot shit, don't you? And you're just raring to go. You've gone from dumb to dumber. Watching your meteoric rise of stupidity is truly painful to observe. That careless attitude of yours will be your undoing. And with that, I am 500% certain you will die this time. But trust your force and head for the Garden of Madness.
You know, I really don't like Sylvia so much as a character, you know? She's a bitch. And what the hell has trimming her nose hairs got to do with anything here? Like, have you trimmed your nose hairs? What? This doesn't make any lick of sense. Why? Why would it matter if we trimmed our nose hairs? Do we need to be in primo looking condition for a duel? It's the first I've heard of that being a rule. Also, one thing I kind of like is every time you go into each of these toilets to save your game, there's always a different art style for the Normal Heroes logo in the background of Travis. I don't know, I like that. It's a neat little touch. It breaks the fourth wall like you wouldn't believe, but it's a neat little touch. Granted, I'm one of the few people that doesn't really mind when games and stuff break the fourth wall, because they can cause some pretty funny moments. Like in the Banjo games, for example, where I can't remember who exactly says it, but Mumbo says it. Me best shaman in all game. You know, it's stuff like that. I don't mind it. I don't mind when games acknowledge that they're games. You can play on that quite interestingly if it's done good enough. But I digress. It's time for a boss battle.
Do you like fighting?
Yep.
Do you like killing?
Live for it.
Do you like fear?
Can't say. Never felt it.
Do you accept death?
Death. Never crossed my mind.
Death is the only truth. You are still a mere bud.
That's not a good thing, you know. Seeking meaning in everything. Especially killing. That's a bad habit among smart little girls these days.
Come closer and you will understand everything.
I'm ready. Anywhere, anytime.
Just your ordinary assassin. Such a disappointment.
Are you in the mood yet? Normal assassins don't shoot the shit like this. They see their target and kill them!
Alright then, Holly Summers, so let's go and take her out, shall we? And... oh shit.
Let's see you get out of this predicament.
No prob. You'll see.
Uh-huh. A bud that will never blossom. A sad truth. Good night, my sweet seventh.
Oh, crap! Nice trap. I like your style. Maybe I can steal a kiss before I steal your life.
We'll see about that.
You know, I have to say, I don't like the voice direction of Holly Summers here, because she's really quiet, and like every line she's saying, she whispers. I don't understand what she was going for in terms of direction. It doesn't matter anyway. For Holly Summers by here, all you need to do is simply wail on her. Be careful of the battlefield itself, because she has dug plenty of traps. If you get trapped in one of these traps, then you'll either need to wiggle the Wii remote, or wiggle the nunchuck, or mash the A button in order to get out. If you fail to get out, well, you're going to get a great deal of damage occurred to you. In terms of attack, she has the ability to stun you by shooting some sort of like gas cloud thingy. And every now and then she will charge up a missile strike. Yeah, you heard right, a missile strike. And there's basically two major ways you can deal with the missile strikes. Either jump inside each of these holes, or just run around the missile strike itself. I recommend running around the missile strike, but later down the line there's going to be a certain missile strike that she'll do, a very specific one. I'll point it out when she actually does it in here, that you will need to go inside one of these holes to protect yourself. So you need to use her traps against her, essentially, in this fight, you know, folks? And every now and then she'll run up towards one of the traps and try to cover them back up so that, you know, you don't know where it is, so you'll end up falling back through it again. Now this is the perfect opportunity in order to strike her down when she does this, because she leaves herself so open, she basically, you know, she can't really do anything, you know? And she also has the ability to throw a little mine on the floor. When she throws the mine on the floor, what you will notice is she will blast backwards, and it's basically her escape technique, you know. She doesn't use it very often, and it can be quite annoying when she does use it. And despite the fact she has an amputee leg, she runs ultra mega fast, you know, ladies and gentlemen, so just be a bit careful, because if she starts lagging it, then she runs over 3 times as fast as you know. Just be a bit careful, because you will take a lot of damage in this boss fight as well. It's a bit tricky, but it's not too hard, you know. I still find the boss fight with Shinobu tougher, but this is probably one of the second toughest boss fights in the game. Maybe third if I count the final boss, so just keep being a bit careful, you know, ladies and gentlemen, and eventually you'll be able to win this. Now, if you're inside each of these holes and those missile strikes she shoots out still hit you, you will still take damage. But it's not likely that you'll get hit by the missile strikes. It's less likely than if you're standing still, you know, because obviously if you're standing still, they'll all hit you in one go and your health will pretty much drop like a rock. But yeah, in terms of her health, she has way too much health. And I don't think there's any real way to stun her so that you can wrestle her, you know. It's very hard to stun Holly Summers. Every time I try to stun her, at least it doesn't work. And every time that she's recovered up the holes on the ground of the beach, you can know where the where the holes are, where the traps are, because it's the parts of the beach where there's actually a hole, the sand will be a little bit darker, you know, so just pay attention to that, and you should be good. You should have no problems, really, with this battle. Keyword being should, because, you know, you never know. That's how I think it's best to dodge it, just run around the missile airstrike. But whenever she does her little getaway mine attack like that as well, she leaves herself wide open, so you'll be able to also strike her if you can sort of get around her when she's doing it, you know? Basically, wait for her to do something, and that's usually your best chance to strike her down. And she'll become nowhere near as powerful as you'd expect. But I digress. Now, whenever she's doing her mega airstrike of death that you can't really avoid unless you go inside the mine holes, you'll know because she'll jump up on that rock that's currently behind her. So, oh, I actually did pull off a wrestle. That's a surprise. See, it is possible to pull off wrestling moves with her. It's just exceptionally hard. She doesn't get stunned all that often, I've found in my, in my experiences. You can try and push the B button in order to try and stun her as well if you're in mid-combo, but there's no guarantee that it will work, you know, ladies and gentlemen? Stop throwing grenades at me! How many of these things do you have? See, if this was a normal video game, she would have ran out of grenades by now. Well, I'd say that actually, but boss fights have the ability to cheat usually in these games, so honestly, now that I think about it, she probably still would have had infinite grenades regardless of what game this would be. But I digress. Stop shooting missile airstrikes, for Christ's sake. They're not effective. I'm gonna go to the left. No, I'm gonna go to the right. It doesn't work. There we go. This is the mega airstrike I was talking about. When she starts to charge up by you, fall into a hole at the right time, and, well, if you don't, you'll get hit. But if you do, you'll be good. It's strange it didn't ask me to wiggle to get out of that one. That's peculiar. I guess it's probably because she did a super nuke attack, a screen nuke. I guess it's the equivalent of a screen nuke. You don't have to wiggle in order to get out, so yeah, that's handy, I suppose. That's to be the most useless mine escape I've ever seen. Like, I'm gonna escape from you, and she just bounced backwards. Which basically resulted in her going nowhere because the invisible wall stopped her. See, even boss fights have to succumb to the ways of the invisible wall. But yeah, she is a good boss fight. I really do enjoy fighting her. She's challenging, she's not too challenging. And she'll leave you on your toes, you know, you have to pay attention to what she's doing. If you don't, you're not really going to succeed in this boss, I can guarantee that. Unless you're lucky and you're really, really good at guessing enemy strategies, but just keep on your toes, what can I say? And with that, she is done, I believe. Come on. Or not. There we go, she is down. I always like to finish off with a charge attack. I don't know, it's all dramatic and epic in tension, you know, ladies and gentlemen.
What is this? This is not mercy. You can't kill a woman. Pathetic. If you can't kill a woman, you are less than a thug. You will never make it to the top. That's okay. I seem to have a thing for stupid, pathetic men like you. I can accept defeat if it comes from your hand. I will let you in on a secret. Assassins must die when they lose. Open your eyes and never look back. Promise, never forget me.
Huh?
Thank you. The moment you hesitated, I felt your embrace.
Hold up!
Academics like to fantasize too, you know.
Wait! Number 6! No! Forgive me, number 6. I never meant to shame you.
That's some fucking Looney Tunes ass shit right there.
Not a very smooth victory, Zed Travis. But a win is a win. That's all that matters. I hate to award you this, but you are now 6th in rank.
What was her name?
That is not important anymore.
You're right. But I owe her at least that.
Holly Summers, born in...
No! Just her name.
So yeah, that's a clear indication of what Travis's weakness is. I hinted at it earlier on, but his weakness is women. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, that's just a comical graphical effect, for Christ's sake. It's a bit more dramatic in the American version where her head actually explodes. In this one, it's just Looney Tunes. It's the only way I can explain it. Looney Tunes. But I digress. Anyway, see that giant glowy chest there? We're gonna need this because it is actually a way to unlock an upcoming beam katana that we're gonna be using later down the line. It's the US military secret! Why does she have this? I have no idea. But we do need to pick that up in order to get a good beam katana down the line, so just be sure to do that before you leave.
Forgive me, Holly. I was late in saying this, but I love your soul. Rest in peace.
But I digress. Anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is rank number 6 over and done with, ladies and gentlemen. So now, when we return next time, it's time for more side missions, and we can get going on with the rest of the rankings. So yeah, we're pretty much getting close to halfway of the game now, and the game does really have good pacing, you know. It basically, after every mission, you feel like you progress, which I kind of like. I really love games that have good pacing. With that, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. So thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people. I'll catch you all next time. Bye!